know what I want, so give me that. And you know it was never luck. When I stepped in looking like a snack, the girl there ready to attack. You know what I want, so give me that. Yeah, we know it was never luck.
Stepped in looking like a snack. Big boy, can you handle that? Take it down, 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 right you like.
Hi world, Angel here. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are an old subby. I really do owe you guys the biggest apology I think I will probably ever give to anyone in this life. I am so sorry guys. In my last video I really said with all the vim and all the confidence on top of that, that the next video I was going to upload would have been next week, and it's really 3 years later. We give God the glory. But we are back better than ever despite this global pandemic that's going on right now at the moment. I just thought to myself, you know what better way to really invest in my time and my skill sets than to really get back onto YouTube, upload some really amazing content for you guys, and just, yeah, really just stop procrastinating. I've been saying I was going to get back onto YouTube since what feels like 1996, and it's time to go. No more excuses. So in this video we are going to be doing a get ready with me. So it's going to be the hair, the makeup and the outfit that I rocked on my 24th birthday party, which everybody absolutely loved and it came out so good. So I just thought to myself, you know what, I might as well show you guys that video, so that when we get out this quarantine, baby, you're going to be looking like a snack and you're going to have me to thank for that. So make sure you like, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to know you guys' thoughts on this look and other things that you guys would like to see on this channel. And more importantly, make sure you do subscribe because it helps the sister out and it is absolutely free. So yes, let's get into this tutorial and make sure you grab yourself a drink as well and let's go. Alright guys, so off camera I have just gone and put in my contact lenses. So the lenses I am wearing today are from Solotica. And these are in the colour sienna brown. But before we go ahead and start the makeup tutorial, I always will like prep my skin. I'm going to first of all go in with this Kiehls concentrate. So I'm just going to squirt a couple things in there. Anyway, of course, like I said guys, I've been away from my YouTube channel for such a long time, so I really feel like it's probably good I just probably reintroduce myself to everybody again. So as I said in my intro, my name is Angel. I am 24 years old and as you could probably tell from my accent, I live in London, England. Next thing we're going to do is my lips. I actually already also did like a lip scrub. Again, that was off camera because it's just a bit messy doing that on camera. So now my lips should already be really smooth, but of course you would just want to put the Carmex on there so that when you actually get to applying your lip gloss or whatever you want to apply on your lips at the very end, you don't see any flicky lips just coming out. And do you know, that's actually one of my pet peeves, is dry lips. And the thing is, when you've got dry lips, don't you just feel like that individual just looks so unkept? Like, it's so simple. Just use Vaseline or Carmex or whatever. EOS. There's so many different brands out there. Or worst comes to worst, if you don't even have the Fawns, just be licking your lips every 5 seconds. I'd rather you do that than all the white crustination just appearing at the bottom. Nah, man. That is dead. So yeah, please, ladies, make sure that your lips are primed. Thank you very much. So this is the mattifying base I'm going to be using first. Or one other one that I also like to use is this one by BECCA. Again, it's another mattifying base. So I actually use the two primers together and it just creates the perfect base. So I'm just going to rub that into my palms and then I'm going to apply that onto my face. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so anyway guys, I mentioned already that I'm 24 and I live in London. I am actually a pharmacist as well here in the UK, but I don't work, I guess, as a pharmacist per se. I actually work in the pharmaceutical industry, so I sit in a medical affairs team. My full job role title is called a medical affairs executive. So, and I basically, yeah, sit on the UK team, and it's absolutely amazing. I love it. Okay, another thing that I also do, this is just me being really extra, and I use this photo finish primer water from Smashbox, and again I just kind of spray it all over my face. I like to also set it. So this I actually would recommend. I know usually most people will set their makeup at the very end, but I've actually found that when I set my primer on my face using the same setting spray that you would essentially use for your makeup, again, it just kind of gives you an even more flawless looking finish. So this is again the L'Oreal one. It's the magic setting spray, but of course you can use any one that you've got in your room. You don't always have to use these same products that I'm using. So now I like to do my eyebrows next. So this eyebrow pencil I'm using, it's not even worth showing you guys, let me not lie. I got it from a beauty supply store, and the most important thing really to know is that it's a dark brown eyeliner pencil, but obviously I just use it for my eyebrows. But yeah, so we're going to be filling in the brows. Oh god, that mirror was dusty. But anyway, moving on swiftly. When I actually started this YouTube channel, I was still back in pharmacy school, and I think I was probably like in my second or third year when I started the YouTube channel, probably my second year. But I think as I started getting really into the middle of my third year, I just couldn't cope with the YouTube videos. It was just, there was just so much going on that course, and I really just had to say to myself, you know, what is actually more important, making it through pharmacy school or putting out videos? And obviously, for the most part, common sense will tell you to finish the school that you started, because it's not like it's for free. Do you know what I mean? So that's pretty much why I actually had to literally like abandon the channel. And just kind of focus on really just making sure that all the goals that I have set for myself, I achieved them. Yeah. Alright guys, so we filled in the eyebrows now. Now we're going to take some concealer and just clear it up, give it a bit more definition and some shape. So to give it definition and shape, as I said, we're going to be using this NYX Correct Conceal and Contour palette. You know, obviously your eyebrows really kind of give you that extra bit of vim to your makeup look. Like that, and your hair, it makes such a big difference. Alright guys, so we're done now with the brows, and we're going to move on to the next part of the tutorial, which is the eye look. So the primer that I'm using is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and it looks like so. So you just want to use the wand and pretty much just concentrate it all over the lids. And one thing with your primer, you don't want to take it up too much. So I like to just take it up just a little bit above the crease. I don't want to be taking it all the way up to my eyebrows, because usually when I do my eyeshadow, I don't really take it all the way up to my eyebrows. So just kind of spruce it on there. And yeah, so like I said, I live in London, England, but I'm actually ethnically, I'm from Nigeria. So I was born and raised here in England, but I also moved to Ireland actually for a couple of years. I think from age 4 to 8. I was living in Ireland, and then I came back again to London. What is your favourite physical feature? My favourite physical feature would definitely have to be my lips. So now that we have applied our primer to our eyelids, I'm going to go in with an Urban Decay Beached eyeshadow palette, and I am using this colour called Daybreak as my transition shade, and you just want to concentrate that into your crease. And you want to make sure that you're using a blending brush to do that. Now I'm going to take my concealer. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I am going to be defining my eyeshadow using that. So we're going to do that. Ooh. And this part as well, guys, be careful. Be really careful. This is the one part sometimes that tends to flop. Okay, next question is, what is your favourite colour? Black is my all-time favourite colour. Sometimes I can even, probably black and white, but if I had to just choose one, black is my all-time favourite colour. It goes with literally everything, and it makes you look skinnier. So how can you be mad? You know? And now for eyeshadow, I'm going to be basing my eyelid using this Morphe Second Nature 3502 palette. So I'm going to be taking this shade right here in the middle, and I'm just going to be basically applying that on top of the concealer that we have just applied onto my eyelid. And I'm just using this buffing brush. I know it looks a bit silly, but just use the buffing brush and just kind of concentrate it within that region. Next question is, what is your favourite drink? My favourite drink is Malibu and pineapple juice. That for me, oh, if you want to make me happy, that's the fastest way to my heart. Now we're going to go back into that Morphe palette, and I'm going to take this brown shade right over here. Maybe just slightly above your crease, and honestly guys, go slowly, so that if you can see that you're messing up, you have time to stop yourself. Alright, so now we have obviously applied that darker shade into our cut crease. Now I'm going to use my blending brush again and just blend that out. This is literally the main star of the show. I don't even know, so who's this company? Let's see, INGLOT. So obviously I've just taken some of that, and now I'm going to apply that onto my lids. So making sure that you're keeping this colour within obviously the region that you've just defined with that concealer. So just gently tap it in. Now we're going to go back in and just really like neaten that up. So again, we're going to use the blending brush just to blend the outer corners of that out. Over here. So this time I'm using like a shader brush. It's like a flat ended brush like so. And that's what I'm going to use to define out the outer V. What was your least favourite subject in high school, or aka for us, secondary school? To be honest with you, English was my least favourite subject. I've just never really been that great at it. Even though I speak English, and don't be fooled, just because you speak English doesn't mean you're going to be good at English. Like English in obviously in UK it's just hella extra. It's not about how well you can speak English, because they all know you can speak English. It's just bare long. Like, analyze this article or this newspaper. What is the mood? And one thing with me is like, I'm not great at bullshitting. Like, I just can't. Like, for me it's like, oh, you know, when you read poetry, especially in English literature, and you read poetry and they're like, oh, what did this red dress symbolize? I'm like, what do you mean, what did it symbolize? The red thing looked nice on her. What else? Do you know what I mean? But for people, they're like, yeah, it symbolizes the passion that's within, and the red really comes through and shows that this deep, this. You see me, I'm even struggling now to chat bullshit about it. Like, I just can't. For me, like, the sciences and the maths has always been my favourite subject, because they're things that have like a definite answer. You just need to learn how to get there. Simple. Damn. All this explain, interpret, babes. Point, evidence, babes. It's not by force. Alright guys, I'm realising that the dark shade could be a little bit darker, so I am going to use a tiny bit of black. This is literally where it could all go wrong. I'm just going to literally just dip into it, because with black, once it's there, it's so hard to be able to kind of bring that back in. So Just gonna try and darken it up a little bit. Yep. There we go. There we go. She's coming out. Next things up is your eyeliner. So I'm using NYX's Vinyl Liquid Liner. And it's great if you only want like a small eyeliner or like a small line. And I'm not one for like a quite thick liner, because my eyes are quite small. Alright, now we're going to start applying some lashes. So these are actually got from an AliExpress vendor, and they are in the style D22. Again, I will link them down in the description box below. I'm also using the Duo Adhesive Glue. Alright, next question. Do you have a catchphrase? Usually I have a catchphrase every single year. This year, my catchphrase or my motto is, it's not by force. I said to myself, I'm not forcing, I was about to swear, I'm not forcing nothing this year. I'm not forcing no friendships, I'm not forcing no relationships, I'm not forcing anything. Like, for foundation, I am now, I use an Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, and this is in the shade Saddlewood. This one, it just goes on a lot smoother. And although my skin isn't really necessarily in the best state, I just don't need to be adding so much coverage. So I'm going to use a flat kabuki brush just to start covering up all my little blemishes and hyper pigmentation on my face. Really concentrating a lot of the product, probably more so on those more problematic areas is what I would probably advise you to do. Next, sorry, I've got dark circles under my eyes, as you guys would have probably already seen. So I use the MAC Studio Fix, oh sorry, MAC NC50 Studio Finish Concealer. So this one, I'm just going to concentrate that into here. Cover that. Oh, sometimes the power of makeups. Shoot. And I sometimes will concentrate that into my nose as well, but for the most part it's my under eyes. Going now with some setting powder. So the one I use is Laura Mercier's Secret Brightening Powder, and it's in the colour 2. Dab literally the littlest bit, because this is not like my proper setting where I'm properly setting, and just use that to set the concealer I did for my under eye, and ever so gently, literally ever so gently, because I don't want to put too much on that. Now when I put on other products on top of it, it's gonna be really problematic. Just a little bit. I'm using Fenty Beauty's Matchsticks, and this is in the shade Latte. So just gonna put that again over here. And my forehead. Here. And I also like to do it here. This I only recently started doing, but I found it does make a bit of a difference. Okay, and then to be even more extra, because it's a birthday look and we want the highlight is really the main part of the show, I will also go back in with that LA Girl concealer that I used to carve out my eyeliner. I mean not my eyeliner, sorry, my eyeshadow. And just focus it on the ends, to the outer corner. I'm also going to apply my contour. Again, Fenty Beauty's Matchsticks. This is in Espresso. Now I've got a big forehead, as you can see, so I like to go ham with the forehead contouring, and I also do my jawline as well, and then obviously my nose. So that's the symmetry on the highlight and contour that we're going to be doing. Now we're just going to blend everything into the face. So I'm going to get a beauty blender, but before we do, remember this whole Smashbox photo primer water that we used in the beginning. I'm just going to use it to wet the brush, well, wet the sponge, sorry. And we're just going to blend. And then to blend out the contour, I'm going to use that same brush I used to apply my foundation, the flat kabuki brush, just because obviously it's already got my foundation still kind of already on it, so hopefully it should just buff it out nice and easily, blend into that foundation even better. Sorry, just making sure that we're blending in everything nice and smoothly. Again, even though it's a birthday look, we don't want anything to be looking super harsh, so we need everything to be blending in. Sometimes my forehead highlight tends to not, like, it looks like it's blended here on my little mirror, but then when I look back on videos, then I'm like, ah, where's the line so harsh? So just trying to make sure I go in and make sure it's actually well blended in. I use this kind of flat brush. Is it a flat brush? But you know what I mean, this type of looking like brush. And there's no product on it, no product whatsoever. I just go in to blend in the contour that was there already. Now guys, for the next part of the highlight and contour routine, I also like to go over it with like a powder version. So for the contour, I'm using Sleek's face contour kit in the shade dark 886, and I'm just literally going to take the contour shade here and kind of just go over the regions that I applied the cream contour. So to set, I'm using Huda Beauty's setting powder in the shade Blondie. I don't like to do too much, so you will see I don't actually put a lot on when I'm setting, just because I hate that heavy looking, the heaviness it leaves on your face afterwards. Even if you do like put on your what do you call it, your setting spray on at the end, I still find that it still looks heavy. So I just like to keep it to minimal, not do too much, not leave it on for too long, but just long enough. But yeah. And for my under eye, I will still go back in and use the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder that I used, but this time we'll obviously apply a little bit more than obviously when I first used it underneath. And this one will actually need to set, because the under eye for me is where I do want that brightness, but not necessarily too much everywhere else. Alright, so while we leave the powder to set on my under eyes, I am going to finish off, well, I'm going to finish off my eyeshadow on my lower lid. So I'm going to go in into my Modern Renaissance ABH palette, and I'm going to be taking the colour Red Ochre. Lower lash line. Oh, sorry. Next question. How old do you think you'll be when you get married? Boy, I ask myself that question every day. In an ideal world, I would have loved to get married when I'm like 26, 27. Obviously right now I'm 24 now. That's like 2 years time, but that's in an ideal world. But whether that happens or not, it's God's plan, man. One thing I've realised with timing on certain things, you can't always put a time on things like marriage. I'll show you. This liner is in another NYX product. Loving it. Got this from Boots. I'm going to go back in and get the Daybreak shade, using that same shader brush. and we're just going to use that again as a top up on the eyeshadow below, just to kind of give it a nice blended out feel just on top of it. And they've got this goldish type of colour called 16th Street. Just take that and we're going to put that into the tear duct. So this mascara I'm using, sorry, is nothing that special actually. It's from a makeup company called The Collection, and it's just a defining lash mascara. To be honest, you could just use any mascara, it doesn't really matter. I think I got this from Boots, just the cheapest one I could find. And I'm just going to basically bring up my lower lash line. Next question to discuss: what flavour of tea do you enjoy? Now, to be honest, right, even though I'm British, I am not a tea drinker. Like, I'm more of a hot chocolate type of gal. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really into tea. If I had to choose between coffee and tea, definitely choosing tea, because coffee just gives me these deja vu memories of this science teacher I used to have back in secondary school, and just her breath, it was like she had literally eaten a whole bag of coffees. It was just so strong, damn. And she even has the audacity to come next to me and be like, do you need any help with your work? Ah, sis. So since then, I'm like, she's really put me off coffee. Almost at the end of the tutorial, guys. Thanks for sticking around. We're just gonna literally dust off the remaining bit of that powder that we left under the eyes. Now, lining the lips. Again, we're using the same liner from that, again, I told you, from that beauty supply store. But it's just that I have another one that I use for my lips. Now, I do apologise in advance. Some of these lip glosses that I'm about to use, the name has actually rubbed off, so I can't actually remember where it's from. But this one is from NYX, or NYX, and I'm just going to use this to go over my lips. Like I said, my lips is my best feature and it's the star of the show. Okay, and then I do love a good ombre lip. So I'm going to use an even lighter shade. I can't remember, like I said, this one is the one that's actually rubbed off. Not that expensive. I don't even wear any of the lip look, I don't think, apart from this. I'm using this gloss. It's a clear lip gloss from Rimmel London called Oh My Gloss. And that just kind of goes up as a top up to give a bit more shine. And that eyeshadow in 16th Street, I'm going to use that to highlight this with my nose. And we're also going to use it up here, just in the arch of the eyebrows. Completely optional. Sometimes I like to do a little bit of a beauty spot, which I think I did definitely do on my birthday. So I'm using that NYX vinyl liquid liner that I used to line my eyes. Now we're going to go back in and lock this whole look with our setting spray. And that should hopefully bring a bit more moisture as well to the look. Alright guys, so that is the makeup aspect of this get ready with me. Now we're going to jump into the hair tutorial. So let me just grab my wig and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I've literally just dumped my wig onto my head now. So all the details for the bundles and where I got this hair will be linked down below. So obviously you just want to take one section of the hair, and also when you're curling your hair, especially if you've already got if the curl pattern on the hair naturally is curly, all you really need to do is just the front. So go down at an angle, wrap, and as you're wrapping you need to twist. So you see, wrap, twist, wrap, twist, wrap, twist, and hold. And I'm just going to hold that a couple of seconds, and then you can let it drop, and you should get this curl. Again, at an angle, wrap it around, twist, wrap it around, twist, wrap it around, twist, and wrap it around. And again, you just hold it for a couple of seconds. But yes, the hair part, literally hair, I just feel like it just makes everything, the whole look just kind of come together, to be honest with you. Alright guys, so I had to kind of do my baby hairs off camera because it just wasn't working when I was doing it in the side view, well, in the flip out screen of this lens. But to kind of get rid of like the flyaways, best thing to do, again, using that Cara Care's essential oils, literally put it into the palm of my hands and literally just run it through it, and then use it to fly down and kind of sheen out the front of your hair, and obviously here. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the finalized look that you're going to get. So now what I'm going to do is throw on the outfit that I wore for my birthday party, and that will pretty much complete the look. Guys, so here is the completed look with the outfit on. So this dress, I got it from PLT. I will hopefully, the link is still on the website. I did get this outfit like sometime last year summer, so I hope it's still on there, but if it is, I will link it down below in the description box. But this is in a size 10. Absolutely do love the dresses. On camera it's probably showing up like a yellowy, but it's actually like a lime green. Absolutely love it. The only thing I don't like is the fact that up here it is very, very loose. So if I just rock the titties a little bit, then this will literally fall all the way down. And I've actually had this dress altered twice by some seamstresses, and it just I still can't seem to get the right fit around the bust area, so just be aware of that. But otherwise, outfit is absolutely stunning, and the visuals I'm giving you guys, I hope you guys are getting life. But yes, that is the end of the video. It's time to go, it's time to wrap it up. But hope you guys have liked this video. Like I said, make sure that you subscribe, you like for this effort and the bravery to bring myself back on here after 3 years. But it's always good to be back, to be honest with you. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.